Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Bill, Happy New Year, sir. To you.
And to you. And to you.
We're going to try to fire up the podcast. Hopefully, I wasn't planning on getting into, well, first of all, if you've never used YouTube or listened to a podcast before, we've got some instructions for you. On YouTube, there's a button down here where you hit subscribe. And then next to that is a bell. And the bell will let you know whenever we upload new stuff. And we actually, we took a little bit of time off, but there's been stuff. We've had stuff.
Yeah, maybe we haven't been doing this show or any sort of, matches or zany content that we do, but we've still been providing.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other thing you can do is hit the little thumbs up, which says that you like the video, and it makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside, and we always appreciate that. And the last thing you can do, especially on YouTube, is comment. Give us your thoughts on whatever we're talking about or whatever we're reviewing or whatever we're unboxing or whatever we're, doing outside of the stews, the collective stews. Anyways, I wasn't going to get into the New Year's resolutions because I don't feel like we really do. I don't really do resolutions anymore. I just try to live the best life I can every day. Really.
Yeah. Most of my stuff that I have is to not be publicly aired and personal. So,
but I will say that I would like to get on a better schedule, like back in the old days of our podcast, because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy conversing with you. I enjoy interacting with the listeners and the viewers and all those things. We built up a little bit of a baby little fan base, and I want to get back into that because I like it.
Yeah, just because I know how you are, and you would bring the topic up, but wouldn't accept no for an answer. And I've been saying this to you, I think all fall. My 2024, I'm not gonna say a resolution, but goal is to make more of our wacky, zany two of us videos.
Right. I'm on board. I'm with that.
Back to those, before work, 9-hole rounds.
Yeah.
Break joins us, do stupid. I mean, right now, Chris, I can't tell you how many great stupid golf clubs I have for us to make videos with.
I've got one of them here. I was just looking at it today, like, good God, this thing.
Oh, and that thing, by the way, I saw on the road today, the matching 9-iron.
Really?
For it. And I didn't buy it just for obvious reasons, but I'm like, oh man, if I found a whole set of those things, and that leads me to maybe I need to go to eBay, but I got enough in inventory.
Yeah,
the last thing I need is.
And you mentioned Frank, and I do dearly miss our pal Frank. I feel like we've faded in our communications. I would like to get back hanging out with him a little bit more.
I'm not sure I saw him in person in 2023.
Yeah, that's a real shame. That's got to be a 2024 goal too. Is just to spend more time with Mr. Frank.
Yeah. So Frank, you were watching this. Well, he was supposed to stop by to do some regripping, and I'm going to shock you. Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's freezing outside. So speaking of regripping, you and I have some regripping obligations we got to do. So I feel like it'll be last minute, but one, I'm hoping to finish because I've had to rely on weather. I'm hoping to finish taking Christmas decorations down. The last one's left. The weather's been cooperating. It should be dry enough to put away, which means I can then get some control back of the garage.
Right.
Which means we can make regripping content.
Cool.
I say that.
I need them. I mean, you've used my grips that I have on my clubs right now, and you know that I need new ones. So.
Yeah. So we have to do that.
Yeah. The other thing too, real quick, I don't have them with me, but shout out Bridgestone Golf, still the favorite and preferred golf ball of that range life. There they are, right there.
Do you know how nice it is? So I was in Wisconsin for a few days, and I said, Chris, you know what I said, I'm going to bring some gear with me. I was working remotely, and I said, who knows what kind of time I'm going to have on my hands. I want to work on some content, perhaps. And at the worst case scenario, I just don't do it, but I'm prepared.
Sure.
And I said, I might need to roll a few putts. Sneak peek on some of the content. I might need to roll a few putts.
Right.
And so I went, you need some golf balls. And I'm like, there's golf balls up there. But why? Why? When I can just grab a nice fresh sleeve of Bridgestones.
Yeah.
Why would I
get the true roll, get the feel that you're used to? Yeah.
So I just went to the stash, grabbed the fresh, because we're big time golf guys, and we have Bridgestone as our official partner. Just grabbed the fresh sleeve of them, threw it in the backpack. Also, while we're at it, the white box prototypes of the new Tour B stuff. I suppose
big time golf guy.
I suppose we're gonna see some new Tour Bs here in 2024.
That's fun.
Anyway, that's exciting stuff.
That is exciting. Yeah, there we go.
While we're at it,
okay.
Why don't you do you think you should tell people about some of our favorite golf apparel?
Sure.
That we might have a discount.
Yeah. And that was my next quick promo before we get into the show.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm a little cold, so you talk.
Okay.
And I won't be able to hear you.
This is, believe it or not, I think this is we might be heading into year. I guess this is year 2. This might be year 3 almost of our partnership with Roback. You could have turned off your mic while you're wrinkling. I'm trying to read a promo here. With Roback, RHOBACK.com, hoodies, polos, quarter zips, shorts, pants. They've got it all. We're going to talk about one of Bill's favorite pieces of golf gear of 2023, and Roback going to be included in that if you want to stay for that. But if you've never ordered anything from Roback, if you use Range Heroes 15 at checkout on your entire order, you get 15% off. So that's Range Heroes 15, 15% off at roback.com. I like the solid. If you're listening on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Bill just put on a new hoodie from Roback. It's solid navy blue, looks like.
I can't tell if it's like a navy blue or a black, but I've seen people wearing on the internet with that black or whatever ish, and because the lighting in here is not as bright as it looks. Like, hey, when you watch a golf, like it's a lot darker than you can tell. The lens lets the light in. That's what's happening right now. But it was the contrast with these seafoam-ish strings,
sharp,
that I was like, I need to have that one, and so. Shout out to my mother-in-law. She's like, well, I know Bill likes that Roback. Can I get him some Roback for Christmas? And I was like, yes, you can.
Yes.
And this is what I asked for.
I actually, we've got a new convert to Roback. Our wholesome boy, Grant, he's now the proud owner of his first ever hoodie, just like that. I don't know what color or colorway he got, but he texted me the other day. It might have been today, actually. How legit the hoodies were.
I love that he just goes and tells Uncle Chris. And I was like, Grant.
Well, he knew. I'll tell you the story behind the scenes later. But I knew he was buying one. He had asked me what I would recommend. And I said, you can't go wrong with a hoodie, straight up.
Don't forget where you came from. All right, Grant.
Okay, that's enough of that stuff. Let's get into the show a little bit. We've got some catching up to do. I felt like I put together.
Well, wait.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We put this bucket hat that I brought back from Wisconsin that I had in my closet up there.
Yeah, it's good. We're the bucket boys. Look at us.
On for the show tonight to be like, oh, look at this bucket hat from, but look at my bucket hat.
Oh, look at that. That was not, ladies and gentlemen, that was not planned by any means. That's wild. I just chose any sort of bucket from the row there. And this is one I put on.
So we both have our Mammoth Dunes bucket hats on without even planning. Look at us.
Just melding into one giant person.
It just tells you, like we said, 2024, getting back on getting back on our schedule.
That's right.
Making fun content, hashtag making content or whatever the kids say.
Right.
Listen, 2023 was a year. And,
it really was, man. God, we could do a whole show on everything that went sideways in 2023, but I'd rather
2024 is not done. I still got a car with only like 40,000 miles on it that doesn't work. I got a plumbing issue. There's plenty more.
I gotta say, I'll say it was a very mixed bag of things. Like 2023 from a travel perspective for me was an all-timer. I mean, I did some stuff and saw some stuff, but obviously had to say goodbye to my dog, which was horrible. and many, many other things that went poorly. But anyways, can we get into the show now and talk about better things?
Sure.
Okay, so the last time we got together, the last time we had a podcast anyways was, I don't know, 3 months ago or something, 2 months ago. And since then, so many things have happened. And I want to start things off with the greatest news of 2023, quite honestly. And I'm not one to spike the football on people, but Paul Azinger.
Yes, you are.
Paul Azinger never being on my television with a microphone in front of his dumb face saying stupid things in the world of golf. The broadcasts are just going to get so much better. It's such great news for everyone that takes in the PGA Tour on the television.
So it's looking like Immelman will be around more,
yes.
Which I think we already knew.
Yep, which is a win.
I'm going to forget when McGinley is going to be around more.
McGinley did a great job at the end of the year in the FedEx Fall series.
Well, he's always popped up here and there as a sub or whatever. And then obviously always gets a ton of Ryder Cup coverage. And I'm sort of worried because I remember there was a point, the way that came out, I remember the podcast guy. No, I remember when Azinger started like popping up in the Fox Golf days and whatnot and be like, oh, okay. God, after, the Greg Norman debacle and then Johnny Miller all these years.
Yeah. I mean, it's a low bar. Don't get me wrong.
And then, it just did not go the way it needed to go. So I'm very worried that too much, because I think very highly of McGinley in general.
Me too. I like him.
I really hope he doesn't go sideways on us because that would just.
I don't think. We'll see. I guess it remains to be seen if he will go that way. Maybe there's a sense of, when these guys get established, maybe they get a little lazy, become sort of, robotic. I don't know, man. I never liked Paul Azinger. He never did anything for me. He gave us no insight at all other than like, what a tough shot that was, or boy, the nerves on this guy. Like just
I bet you he really wished he didn't hit that one in the water.
Yeah, just nonsense. And I know it's not, it's not easy. I get it. I think a lot of it is the production has issues as well, but nevertheless, I think it's all reason to celebrate that Paul Azinger isn't going to be annoying me or you or any of us.
I'm so excited.
It was funny when he got fired. So we talked about Paul Azinger a long time ago, and I created like a reel or like a short for YouTube. And when he got fired, got hit a little walk in me. He got fired. That reel or that short, like all of a sudden, like shot up in terms of views. Like all of a sudden, he was top of mind on people, and they were finding reactions. And it was probably the 6-month-old rant that we had against Paul Azinger, how bad he was.
We should probably just start like making up rants preemptively. So. Like, all right. So sort of like death predictions, where people are like, all right, well, that one landed and I had it written. So here we go.
Right. Yeah. But I'll say the landscape of television on golf, we'll leave aside the shortcomings of the production itself and its flaws there. But you've got Smiley Kaufman, who I've enjoyed. You have Immelman. You've got McGinley. I feel like maybe this new blood, McGinley's a billion years old, but whatever.
Right, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like these new voices will be welcome to my ears at least. So I'm excited for the new season at least a little bit. We'll see. They're going to roll out its Century, although I do love the Century. We'll see how that broadcast goes.
I mean, I don't see me, based on conversations we've had, watching too much PGA golf anyway.
Yeah.
I'm so over all. Like I told you, I think my favorite golfer right now is like, hey, Ian Poulter's not your favorite guy anymore. I'm like, maybe I'm a Rick guy. Maybe I'm maybe we're Victor guys. And we've been doing a lot of that in 2023.
I do like Victor.
And some great people have come across the radar. And that's like, no, my favorite golfer is Nelly Korda. I'm an LPGA guy. That's it.
I'm with you, Nelly. She's great. She seems really great. hopefully she's
that's another
she's
like talk about
legit.
just waiting for another shoe to fall. I'm like, oh no, don't can't even like Nelly Corda now. Wait for that.
Right.
Hey, let me interrupt the flow of golf talk real quick.
Okay.
For those listening at home,
yeah,
you may not be seeing a lot of the gestures. If you're watching, you're like, what is going on? So I'm gonna if you can't hear it in my voice, I'm gonna shock everybody. I'm on like the 7th cold in a row over the last 2 months, and at any given moment, I could have a raging sneezing fit. So if you're watching this and see me like doing a lot of weird face grabbing, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. And it looks awkward.
I meant to address that at the top of the show, and I got sidetracked. I apologize. But yeah I got something too, man. I was out for a good when we landed from the final trip of the year, I think we talked about this over text. I was out for a good 10 days. I mean, laid out for a good 10 days. And you'd said it's only a matter of time, the number of planes I'd been on. The places I'd been, but man, and it wasn't no COVID. Maybe it was some RSV thing or whatever. I feel like there's a billion things going around, and I got one of them.
Well, this one I got going right now, it's annoying because like I can't tell you at any point I've felt bad, like sick.
Yeah,
but it started out like really bad coughing, and then sinuses, whatever. And it's everybody in my house has had this. It's been like a progression through weeks thing. Like, man, you're real sick. I'm like, I don't feel bad. I could go do whatever activity. Now, in the last 2-3 days, because of all the dripping and not being able to breathe out of my nose, I haven't slept, so I'm worn out. Mm-hmm. But like the rundownness of being sick, like I don't have it, which almost makes it more frustrating. Yeah. I'd rather just have like straight man flu instead of like, no, I just I mean, I'm like I tore muscles in the middle of my abdomen from coughing so bad. So like, I can't even cough anymore. It's like,
yeah, that's rough, man. Sorry.
I shouldn't even make that motion because I'm going to have a coughing fit now.
Right.
And so the second thing.
Okay.
Have you ever had this recess water?
No.
So it's new. This one's black cherry, has hemp and adaptogens. Infused sparkling water, and I've all the kids I've been talking about on the TikTok, and I don't consume the TikTok because I hate social media altogether these days. But my kids know about it, so we went grocery shopping the other day, and it's dry January.
Yep.
And it was boy. So I want to tell you what, I don't know if this is going to have any effect on me whatsoever.
Interesting,
like CBD and all that, but it is.
Yeah.
Delightful.
So is it cannabis water? You said
it just says hemp and adaptogen, hemp extract, centers the body, eases the day. Again, the light, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
And then the adaptogens, L-theanine, I don't know.
Huh.
Lemon balm and ginseng to help maintain balance.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
This is good.
Is it good?
My wife had a peach ginger, and I was but this is black cherry. Is delightful.
Is that the Jewels, or where'd you have to go to get that?
I got this at Pete's Fresh Market.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you though, this SOB was $4.99 a can.
Ooh, wow. That's like my water that I get.
It's good. I mean, I'm not drinking I guess if I was like making a drink or having a nice beer or something, that's probably $5 a shot. So I don't know. That's fair. This is delightful.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
Leave a comment below. Teach me more about recess if you drink it. All right. Okay. Anyway, back to the show.
Yeah. So let's, so we were about to lead into kind of you not really wanting to be, watch a lot of PGA golf and rightfully so. I get it, which kind of, part of my discussion with this next topic is Rahm heading to Live, which I don't know if you have thoughts or feelings about that. Rahm's a great player. He's going to Live. Okay. That's kind of, I should have a take on this, but I don't have a take on this.
Well, what take is there to have at this point? There's no take to have on any of them at this point. It's the same story no matter what. Again, I feel like I flipped on. I'm like, who am I to say? It's $600 million.
Yeah.
The dude's done it all. He's qualified for majors to keep getting those.
Yeah.
He doesn't need any more FedEx Cups because he's getting paid $600 million somewhere else. He doesn't need. There's no more legacy value in playing on the PGA for him because he'll play in the Masters the rest of his life.
Right.
He'll qualify for the other majors via the Masters probably. Right. And if he's not qualified for, and so he already has, what does he have? US Open and Masters now?
Yes.
He doesn't have the other two?
No.
And let's all be honest again. It's only a matter of time before playing for LIV has no repercussions.
Right. On the PGA side, yeah.
He's going to be post the initial drama of it, and if you think he doesn't have some sort of inside track on the what is it called again? The PGA PIF thing,
whatever
alignment or whatever the hell. Who cares? Yeah. He knows what he's doing, and it sucks, but this is like exactly why it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. There's no fresh take to have on it. And it's all so stupid because of how much it doesn't matter. And that's why I don't care.
Right. Well,
I don't care about the Euro Tour anymore. I don't care about PGA. I don't care about LIV.
I think that's the overall effect of all of this is just like, ugh. Like all of it's gross. All of it is gross.
And we're going to skip another topic. There are another topic here on the set list to add to that. Oh, and then we're going to roll the ball back because all of us need our golf ball rolled back, not just the LIV players, the PGA Tour players,
the professional,
the Euro players.
That kind of.
You know who needs that ball? You know who needs that their Bridgestone or Titleist rolled back? Nelly Corda.
Right.
Mariah Jatarnigan. I can't even say the names now. God, they all need their golf ball rolled back. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
It's kind of funny that whole the thing about the rollback too. I mean, I don't care about the rollback. You want to roll my ball back? Fine. I don't care.
Well, we can deep dive into that because I've talked about a topic I've flip flopped on a million times.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have a take.
Yeah, but I just the whole thing in general is just gross, and it's really kind of sullied the whole thing. And at the end of the day, all the PGA Tour is, all LIV is basically the professional version of a sport that I love. That's all it is. And it you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like it's no matter what happens there, I'm still going to go and play golf with my friends. Right. And
the entertainment value, like professional sports, the entertainment value of hockey, basketball, baseball, and I would argue baseball and football, maybe even less so, but baseball, football, you can't do it like they can. Correct. And the speed, the intensity of all of it happening at once. Golf is, I can't do it like that, and I can't hit a shot like that, but it's not entertaining to watch and consume. And in person, like, even go into the tournaments, if you're not into it, it gets boring fast.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's be honest about what it is. And so then you start this crap. Oh my God. Who? Great. You've already taken something that's really tough. We had an episode where you and Zell talked about you and Zell going to Olympia Fields and really enjoying yourselves. And think of there's such a monumental progress and series of events to make happen and have her go, I enjoyed this.
Right.
Whereas if you go, hey, I got tickets to the Blackhawks game, I got tickets to the Bulls game, she's going, yeah, because those things are generally fun and it's a whole experience of entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty straightforward. Golf doesn't need anything else to hurt its level of public interest.
I wonder.
TV ratings are bad.
Right.
When they get into the numbers are way up. The numbers are way up from pre-COVID, but compared to the rest of the world and what they participate in, it's still not high.
Yeah.
You know what we better do? Get all of these 0.00001%ers fighting about who's richest.
Right. That's
and
right.
who's he's never gonna. Well, you know what? He was never gonna win the Masters anyway because he's 52 years old.
Right.
And he's never won anything.
Right. Yeah, and I guess that the counterpoint, or I guess maybe that this is your point. Watching it in person, like I don't see how rolling the ball back affects me in that joy, or even on TV. Like maybe what was happening was the game was already, the professional version of our game was already dying. It did, and this just sort of is fast forwarding at this live PGA thing, and so now all the people that like sort of kind of dip their toe and would watch, the Phoenix Open and like the majors are a different thing. Maybe they're just like, ugh, I don't want anything to do with that. But then, I mean, I guess you can't really gamble on it like you can with football, because if you don't think like college football and professional football is gross at that level, and the things that happen behind the scenes there, and the fight over money and everything else and the egos, blah, blah, blah. But it's still one of the most popular sport, in the country. I don't know. I think it's just not a great TV product to begin with. They don't try very hard to make it a good TV product. And I think
those other, pro football and basketball have a lot of problems.
Correct.
But they aren't just full of, I'm going to go over here and play in this league.
Right,
I guess the NHL kind of has it with the KHL, but even that, everyone's like, all right, see you later.
Right. And for sure. It's kind of interesting. Like, the NFL, all the sports have, all the professional sports have, spousal abuse and, rape allegations and all these really horrible things. And yet, I mean, Christ, Ray Rice is going to be honored at a Ravens game next week. And that dude is brutal, absolutely brutal. But anyways, yes. So that's the ROM to live. I guess I just, at the end of the day, I don't really care. Anyone who wants to go to live, go ahead. It's not a great product either. I don't like the format.
Just keep in mind, these are all people fighting about where they're what private jets they're flying.
Let me ask you something real quick. Let's say that live isn't the sort of grabassery that it is, and it's not. Maybe it is teams, but it's still, there's a cut. Let's say it's just a different PGA Tour. Okay.
Yeah.
We still know where the money's coming from, and that's gross. But is it then watchable? Would you watch more of it if it were more traditional PGA-ish, tour-ish?
I might say there's something more. Well, so where the money's coming from is a big problem for me overall.
Which is now a problem because they're going to be financing the PGA.
But then it started the DP World Tour has been in lockstep with them, with the Saudi Classic, whatever it's called, forever. Sure. So yes, that's the big one. And I think but aside from that, maybe I would be oh, well, what's going on over here that's different? And it is a valuable comparison and a viable one.
Right.
But when it's it's almost like Ice Cube's 3-on-3 league.
Right.
Comparing that to the NBA.
Right. That's a good analogy. I agree.
Look at me. I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided to do 54 holes instead of 72. Why not? I don't know why they did it, but anyways. We've addressed the rollback. I do want to. Do I want to do a full show on stupid golf ball being rolled back?
Here's my golf ball.
So irrelevant to us,
but no, that's we can talk about the flip flop I've had. It's not going to fix the professional problem. It's not going to fix it. they're still going to have guys going out and shooting 27 under on an easy golf course.
Sure.
So it's not going to fix
for
the
those
problem.
golf courses.
Right. So this problem that they're so worried about isn't going to get fixed. It's still going to be a problem unless, don't get me wrong, if they roll the golf ball back 1,000,000 miles, okay, then they might. They're still going to – a driver still has 1 billion MOI in his 460 cc's.
Yes.
I remember when I got my first 460 cc driver, and I'm going to shock you with my swing and tempo. I'd previously always been an erratic driver of the golf ball, unless I used a 3-wood, which then I got slightly more controlled.
Sure.
But the little driver head all over the place.
Sure.
It's the day I got that 460 cc low and back CG, that's center of gravity, head. It was a cheat code. It's like my ball just fell into the space of play.
Right.
It's so these guys are going to be fine. And they're just going to go, I got to work out more and find 5 miles more per hour in my swing. And they will.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be affected. It's not going. And so fine. Maybe they are. Let's just say they are. Instead of shooting 27 under at Medina 3, they're going to go shoot 23 under.
But how will they shoot that 23 under? It'll be different, right?
No.
Why not?
Yes, but no. Okay.
One more club into a green. One more,
Rory can hit his 7-iron and his 6-iron comparatively. Great. Now, if it's hey, they're hitting a lot of hybrids, 3-irons and 4-irons instead of 8, 9 and pitching wedge, different story, but that's not what we're going to see. We're not going to see that.
No, that's true, but you also won't see, this is you might as well call this the Augusta and Old Course rule, right? That's what the rollback is not for, the TPC Sawgrass or TPC Stadium in Arizona, whatever that thing's called. That's not, even Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach isn't going to get any longer. But really, it's Augusta being that's enough.
I think what it is, and this is what drives me nuts. God, I have so many things, and there's one thing that specifically made me put this on when it happened way back when, because this is not something you and I would talk about.
No, because I don't care. It doesn't.
Well, right. But then it's you know what, though? And they're yeah, but the pros are only going to be affected by the scientists say, and it's only going to be 7 to 8 yards, and they won't really be impacted. But if you think of us, and I think of me and my swing, I'm going to soon, I imagine, get older, lose some speed, and it's really going to affect me. So now it's where every now and then I can hit 300. Now every now and then I can hit 270. And that all of a sudden starts changing things for me. I'm not going to be able to go for greens and twos and blah, 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 blah. So I do think the amateur golfer, some schmucks like us who aren't necessarily trying to be playing 3 times a week in club championships and things like that, guys are I just want to go have a good time.
Yeah.
And now, great, I'm hitting 3-irons and 4-irons all over the place, and I'm hitting shots that are tougher than I need to hit. All for being all right, Chris McEwen, bag of pretzels on me. Awesome. You got me. You really got my golf experience under control.
Here's what we'll do when we reach that point of our lives, Bill. We'll move up a box.
Oh, no, I told you. I'm just going thrift clubs. That's it.
Okay, yeah. You already rolled yourself back with your equipment.
Right.
So get out of here.
But I think so at the end of the day, right.
I don't think the game.
I don't think you and I care that much. You're going to be that impacted.
Yeah.
But I do think if you really take a look, and this goes back to when COVID golf boomed, and I said, knowing golf, they will find a way to shoot themselves in the foot with it. And I think of these. I don't think it's the only thing. Don't get me wrong. But I think these are the exact kinds of things you are not thinking of the full landscape of people. And I understand what did I say? Bifurcation. Say it the right way for me. Right. Yeah. They that's a tough, slippery slope too.
The game's already bifurcated.
Right.
Already
and you're not thinking about this in a greater landscape by any means. Clearly, the 15 handicap who plays twice a month does not need this in any way, shape, or form, and is going to make them. There will be people who are less interested, even if it's a perception thing. They go, "Well, they don't give a crap about me, the golf industry."
Yeah, see, I don't think.
So I think it's
a thing.
This is where I think it's stupid. Then this is what got me.
Okay.
I believe, all the ball manufacturers, Titleist, Bridgestone. I forgot who else. Callaway, I think, had one, but the CEOs and R&D guys are issuing statements against it or whatever. And I want to say I saw Bridgestone getting taken to task on one of the outlets because Bridgestone basically said, we're not going to fight this.
Right.
And everyone's like, you need to be fighting this. You guys can't just let this go. You're letting us down. And I'm like, oh, no.
God.
Bridgestone's not fighting this because all of the ball manufacturers have been fighting this forever. And golf is stupid and not going to listen. And so you know what they said? We're just not wasting our time and effort anymore. And I don't blame them.
Right. No,
There's
I think
nothing they could have done.
Yeah, I think what Bridgestone said was essentially, we're going to keep making the best golf ball regardless of whatever restrictions are put on us. We're still going to put as much effort into it. And they just they were just kind of like, whatever, it's fine.
And then, so this goes back to it. So the Augusta's going enough. And I think that's what happened. There are enough people who are like, but the country club and Oakmont this, and I'm a member there, and I know someone on the USGA and RNA board, and I'm going to say to them, they need to do something. And so the right hands in the right pockets and the pearl clutching is taking place that their precious little Marians of the world, just can't handle it anymore. And something needs to happen. Great. Awesome. So
but there is something to that. A course was designed, those old courses were designed to be played in a certain way. I agree with you. They probably didn't roll it back enough. Make that thing spinny and hard as hell to hit.
I think you got to start rolling back clubs. If you really want to go take care of those courses, you got to roll back clubs.
Okay. I'm for that too.
When you have guys your size hitting ball speeds of 195 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yes. Right. But I guess my thing is going back real quick and then, God, can we please stop talking about this? It's way too much. I've never gone to the ball going 290 isn't why I play golf. And I don't know how many, especially the COVID golfers, are going out there because if the ball goes 270 instead of 280, who cares?
I think it's going to be, I think there will be more of an impact. I agree with you. I do think what you're saying is very true. I do think the exponential change in it, I think you will see people who are losing a significant amount of distance. Well, this sucks. There's going to be a ton of people who don't even notice.
Right.
I hit it like shit before. I'm hitting like shit now too.
Right. That's right.
That's fine. But I do think those same people are like, wait, this is the kind of sort of like the PIF PGA Live stuff. This is what this whole world's about. Nah, I'm good. So same thing, golf. This is the most tone deaf recreation thing in the world. Let's go to Top Golf, and then you guys will be like, how come no one's playing real golf anymore? But either way, in short, I think it's dumb. I think it's so short-sighted and pointless. It drives me insane. And then the way they're like, we're going to wait till 2028. And the whole thing is let's be honest. I find that pros have to use one type of ball. We're going to use another. Well, no, I want to play the ball Tiger Woods plays. You got to make us the same ball available to me now because I want the Tiger Woods ball. So they're protecting the brands from being, so they can market
right
and less manufacturing.
Well, that's why they didn't do bifurcation because the OEMs were like, don't, no. And they're like, all right, fine.
So the weird little circle the whole thing's created is just you're so dumb. I'm so dumb. And that's where I go, Give me some Kirkland signature. I want to know what's going to happen to the Kirkland signature ball.
Well, what it comes down to, Bill, is that we can play any ball we want. Really, if we wanted to.
And we will. And we will continue to play Bridgestone Tour B
That's
golf
right.
balls.
All right. The other topic that was PGA Tour related was Tiger. The rumor is he's leaving Nike. I don't know. Has that been established? Is that fact yet?
Since I put it down when those rumblings started, well, I guess we're in the new year, so you'd think we'd start hearing and seeing something.
I mean, Jason Day came out without his Nike gear today, right? Team
Melbourne, and I tried to zoom in and be like, what brand are the shoes? But they had the
the flaps,
tassel, the flap over it, so you couldn't. I'm like, oh man. In a way, I was like, what a dumb world we're living in. At the same time, like, nah, maybe that is the way it needs to go. Maybe it would be cooler to see golf apparel deals be more like that instead of the Nike, Adidas, Grayson, or whatever.
Adam Unfiltered pointed out to me that Melbourne is a subsidiary of TaylorMade / Adidas.
I didn't know they were a subsidiary. I know they've dealt with them a lot. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I know they've done a lot of collaborations together.
Yeah. I don't know.
Melbourne's done a lot of good stuff with Girl Skateboard Company too.
Okay. I told Adam I forgot that Melbourne was a thing. Honestly,
I would say that's the only way they got back on my radar. the girl skateboard collaboration.
Also, the tassels. I'm not doing tassels. We're not doing tassels, people, on your golf shoes. We're not doing that. We're not going to that. Stop it. We're not gonna make that thing a thing. No, absolutely not. I love. I don't know. I love retro stuff. Don't get me wrong, but no, too far. It's a bridge too far for me.
Unless they look like 1970s shoes.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like Days were sneakers with the tassel. They were
things. like way back when they did a Nike Dunk that had those, and I'm like, I get it. I get what you're doing. It's a vibe, and street culture was not in golf by any means at this point.
Yeah.
So fine, but we do not need the whole thing to shift that direction.
No.
So, but if you're wearing but
you want to go with that classic look. Yeah, the leather sort of,
right,
metal spike thing with the tassels like Grandpa wore. God bless you, I guess. But I don't know, man. That we may be jumping the shark with that stuff. That's like, what's the dude? That's like Macklemore stuff, and I'm not on board. I'm not on board. All right, here's what I really wanted to get to. Maybe we should have led with this since we're 42 minutes in or so. You wrote a thing on drivingrangeheroes.com, which I enjoyed because there was some overlap on the things that you liked the most and the things that I really liked the most. It was your favorite golf gear of 2023.
I'm a big list guy, as you know.
Right. So do you want to just hit some highlights and we can send people to the full column, to the full post?
Yeah, sure. So the spirit in which I intended this was very much a reflective thing, not a ranking, not
correct.
That.
Right. This is not top 10, 1 through. Yeah. Right. This is just
if it's not on here, you don't like it. Like, no.
Yeah. Remember that you should have included that thing that my favorite columnist, I can't remember the last name, Steven, over at Uprocks, when he said if your album, if I didn't list your album, your favorite album of 2023, that means I hate it. And these are the only good albums of 2023. Period.
I should have.
Stephen Hayden, that's his name.
As we alluded to earlier, it's been a year. It's been a couple of weeks, and the brain is not firing, on all cylinders, et cetera, et cetera. And so we go on this little Wisconsin trip, and I was just sort of thinking about stuff. I was like, man, I really, really enjoyed these things. I really like this about my golf bag, and just dumb little things.
Yeah.
And so when we get back the 29th or the 30th, we're all out of juice. We're all tired. We're not feeling good.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I go, oh, New Year's is on a Monday. I should like summarize this like brain wander I've been having, and I should make a New Year's post. Yeah. So I like last minute cranked this thing out and reflected on some stuff that just sort of pops into my brain. Like, God, I just really, really like this stuff this year.
Yeah.
And there's some of them are silly, but I think like, if you want to accuse me like, oh, it's a lot of the brands are always something. Yeah. Cause I really like these brands.
There's a reason for that. Right.
Right. But man, the highlight to me, my number one, like this was my big win in golf stuff this season was my Adele putter, getting fit by those guys, that whole experience. And I know it sounds dramatic, but as far as I'm concerned, it changed the way I've known putting forever. And fundamentally it doesn't, but it's just like, I didn't know I could putt like this, and I didn't know this is the expectation I should have in my putting game. And I don't want to say, look, you still have to read a green correctly. You still have to get your speeds right. I'm missing plenty of putts all over the place. But in terms of the confidence and automatic execution that has come out of that putter, it's absolutely amazing. Wow, what a stumble into for 2023.
Yeah, right.
And then, the dumb thing, I'll just like be peering off and see it in my basement, but that Sun Mountain mid-stripe stand bag I have.
I know you love that thing so much.
I love it. It weighs too much for a stand bag, I think. If you're into that, like it's not super lightweight. It's not the worst in the world, but like there are lighter bags to be had.
Sure.
But the retro / modern blend it executes, and I just love that golf bag so much. And so I had to put that on my list.
Yeah.
The other, I'm trying to think what else was good. I'm looking through it right now. And then, so like as excited as I was about that Adele putter, I'm like, it's not a cheap putter. I got fit for it.
Yeah.
It saved me strokes in the course. Of course, you think highly of it. Right behind that thing on my list, number 2, my big like aha of 2023 was the Clinch tactile golf club.
Yes, I was gonna say if you weren't gonna mention this one, I was, because they are low key kind of the sneaky winner of the year. I mean, really, really, really good golf glove. I'm so impressed with them. with them.
We could just cut that right there, that little clip. That's like our short from, I think, this conversation.
Right.
They're so good. I think I went through 1.5 last season, and that's like I said in the post, I think, you just don't, they're dirty and gross. You just throw them in your wash and air dry them and they're good as new. I think you do that enough times, they lose a little bit of the magic, but all right. So you go through, you spend $50, you get 2 of them and you're covered for the year.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah.
So, I think, hey, we have a golf ball deal. We got friends at this place, that place. You want to talk about a piece of equipment I don't mind paying, I will pay for. The Clinch tactile golf club.
Yep.
Love that thing so much. Yep. And I asked for them for Christmas. Said, hey, if anybody wants to get me 1 or 2, I will gladly accept them.
I feel like too, it's just such looking at it's such an unassuming golf product.
Yeah.
But God, it's just, they're so good. And I know like some people, if you prefer that leather, pleather, whatever material, have at it. But I wouldn't sleep on these. And this is not an ad by any means. I've been really impressed with them. Just very, very impressed with them. They thought so good. I feel like the company thought kind of out of the box on the design and the materials. And they're really great gloves.
Well, I feel like right now everybody and their mother is offering a boutique, small mom and pop, whatever, alternative golf glove thing. And at the end of the day, they're probably all made from the same manufacturers of the same, whatever leather, Cabaretta or whatever,
what it is, right? AAA Cabaretta, yeah.
Yeah, and basically get their logo printed on the strap and call it a day. And so many of them I've gone through, just like blow apart at the seams, and won't name any brands,
right.
But
I've seen that.
These like. these are nothing like any of those brands.
Right.
And they're durable. I have nothing but good things to say. They're not like any other golf glove on the market. I couldn't even say, oh, but they're kind of like batting gloves or football. Like they're not. They're very unique. They're very different.
Yeah.
So shout out Clinch golf gloves. They're fantastic. And then
okay, yeah, one more and then let's close this thing.
So then the Cobra driver was great all year. The late switch to the Tour Edge Exotic C723 fairway wood. Then we'll talk more about that as the season goes on this year. But it's not new. It's not something we haven't talked about before. But I put my sub 70 659 irons on, even though they're from I put them in last year. The amount of good irons I've been like, I might consider these, and I'm impressed by these, and other things like, hey, just for fun, change it up. They've been really good, but ultimately, like, God, I just love everything about that iron almost more than any other iron I have hit. I think the closest contender are my Mira CB57s, and I still pick these. Like, they feel incredible. They look incredible. I don't know if it's that DT4 metal that they use. It's very, very soft, but like, I love them so much. They're so good. And I'm not just saying that because, we're good friends with those guys or whatever. I don't have anything bad to say about them. And they're such like it's like, dad's old pocket watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I was hoping you would talk about those irons too, because I'm playing those 659s. And I don't know, we can, like, to your point, we could play any set of irons we want. I've got some of those over here. I had another set that I left in Arizona. You can play whatever you want. I don't know if I'll be willing to replace those anytime soon. I love the way they play. I love the way they look. That raw turned out amazing.
It's nothing against any other club.
No.
I love my Adele SMS Pros. I love those Miras. The Strixon stuff right now is so good. I did the Cobra iron that I did a review on this year is so good, but there's like just tried and true, warm and fuzzies,
right.
Hot cocoa by the fire after a cold day. They just complete my soul. And I played, I think like, and sometimes you just need a break. You have a bad round, whatever. Like, I've played plenty of I've had the Shanks with them, the Works.
Oh yeah.
And like, they can't do anything wrong in my head. They would have, because they're so soft, the hosel would have to snap at the heel when I strike a golf ball for me to go, all right, maybe these aren't so good.
Right.
And that's not going to happen.
No.
So,
no. All right.
So, yeah.
So you can go and read the full post over at drivingrangeheroes.com. There's a link in the description or the show notes, however you are consuming this show. So go read that. It's a fun one. Good first show, William. Hopefully you feel better by the next recording.
Yeah, we got to do something. Whatever, we'll do something in person next. Whatever it is, that'll be our next thing.
All right, great. Hopefully it gets a little bit warm. We can go and regrip some stuff, do some shenanigans in the old garage.
Absolutely,
that'd be nice. And then guess what? I'm traveling again.
Work or leisure?
Leisure.
You are something else.
I will be working from the locale, if that counts.
Okay. No, doesn't.
All right.
I'll be working from Tahiti.
Right.
So it's fine.
Right. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, hit the bell, subscribe to the podcast, and we're going to see him next week, right, Bill? We're going to do this back-to-back weeks.
That's the plan.
Let's do it.
Tell a friend. Don't forget to tell a friend.
Don't forget to tell a friend. Thank you, Bill. All right. That's Bill Bush. You can follow him at Range Heroes on all the social media that he hates, but he participates anyways. You can read all the stuff at drivingrangeheroes.com. I'm Chris McEwen. You can follow me at Chris McEwen on like 3 places. Good luck finding which 3.
Bye.